Hey everyone, it's Andy's Free Guitar Chart videos, and I got a pretty good lesson planned for today. I'm starting early enough to get a good hour's lesson, and I've done a little practicing this morning. I really had to tell myself to, stop the BS and play. Play what I've learned, kind of thing. Practice what I preach, kind of thing, and that's good. Um, I made a couple of adjustments to the previous chart. So this is chart 150, okay, and it's tripentatonic modal cage fretboard with chord forming arpeggio fretboards, and that I'm working also on a new chart that's going to remove some of the ambiguity of this particular diagram here. And while we're here and while we're talking about it, you know what? I'm gonna just put that diagram right in front of us here because I have trouble zooming in on this little area of the fretboard. It keeps going down and not over. So what we have here, and this is elongated as if this was all on the bottom, frets. You know how they get longer, the fret width, so many centimeters long, maybe 2.4 and all that stuff. And I've got them measured down to half a millimeter is what I'll do. But you also have with the fret heights as the guitar neck gets fatter as it moves up. So it's kind of a compromise. There's an inner and an outer height there, or width. Height. So I've drawn it like this. It's wide. Maybe we could do that again. So this time I'll adjust it so it's not so wide like that. Now before it locks in, we'll bring it down a little bit so it's a little easier to look at. So now it looks more like frets. So what it is here, and I'm just going to talk about this now. It's a fairly arbitrary place to start the lesson, but we have to start somewhere, and there's not that many topics, so we'll definitely get to the good stuff. Just while I have it in my mind, these particular two diagrams are major and minor arpeggio diagrams. And what I did was, and I realized that we have the same shapes happening in the majors and in the minors, okay, and I'll show you that so that I could put all three of the notes, all three of the majors here. So this will be root 4/5 on the same note here, but the problem is that if the root would actually fall into the G shape. Okay, so if this is root, the G shape, the G string shape is 6/7 root. Okay, the D string shape is 2/3/4, and the C string shape is 3/4/5, whole step between 4 and 5 there. So that, and another way to look at it is the G string shape is the root triad, root 3/5, and then the D string shape. Now here's where it gets a little tricky. The D, the fourth of the root is it's a fourth in notes, but in string shapes you're going to the D string shape for that. For this group of notes here. So that would be the fifth. So the fifth, remember, string shapes go in fifths. Okay, the tuning goes in fourths. So tuning would be fourth of fourth of E is A, fourth of A is D, fourth of D is G, that kind of thing. That's tuning in fourths. But the string shapes go in fifths. The C string shape, the fifth of C is G string shape, the fifth of the G string shape is the D string shape. Okay, the fifth of the D string shape is the A string shape, and the fifth of the A string shape is the E string shape brought up one fret because of the second to top string being down tuned, so we bring the E string shape up one to compensate. So we've got the fifth of G is the D string shape for the fourth, and then the fifth is only a whole step up from that. It's not the fifth of it. So C, F, G, let's say 1, 4, 5. So we're only one cage shape up from the D shape. So the Mixolydian triad, you can call it the Mixolydian triad because we're staying in the modes here. So you could call that the Mixolydian fifth, just the fifth, just the G in the key of C. In the key of A, the Mixolydian fifth would be the E in the key of A. And how would you get that Mixolydian, property? Would be the G would be the fifth. Excuse me, the D would be the fifth of that E. Okay, so D being the fourth of A, it's within the mode, the A mode. So the Mixolydian fifth would go not, and that's your Mixolydian in the key of E. In the key of C, it's easy because it's all the ivories, I think, a lot of pianos are just like played to death with those G7s and all that. So we're only going up one cage shape. So remember that even though these three triads are the same shape, the fourth is not an Ionian. It is not a new key. It does not have a B flat as a fourth. Okay, but it is a major triad, and the fifth is a Mixolydian fifth. It does not have a leading tone. It has a dominant tone. It's in the key of C. So, that's a good thing to remember. So I worked on this chart. We kind of got into it here. And these shapes, this chart is accurate. So that's one thing we can trust. Hey, this chart's going to work. I may not be able to explain this very well at this moment, because it's easy to get confused. But these are the majors, and they follow the same shape, so why not put them on the same pattern diagram? Because pattern stacks, we want to be as simple and as encompassing, as encompassing all situations. So we can do the same things to these pattern stacks, and this is the minor. We got the same thing happening here. The 2 minor, okay, which is the Dorian minor, 2, 4, 6. The Phrygian minor, 3, 5, 7. And the Aeolian minor, 6, root 3. Okay, so it's like that. The E shape gives us 7, root 2. The D shape, which is the fourth of that, which is actually the caged over from that. So E goes to D and caged, right? ED gives us the D shape on the 3. Okay, it starts 2. It starts, let's see, 7 root. Okay, it goes. The D shape there is 2. Let's see what that D shape is now. We'll just review that for a second. Oh, we don't have our D shape because I just blotted it out with this. Alright, so now we're in trouble. Up here we got 2, 3,